What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team FISHKNUCKLES YouTube channel. So today we're doing kind of a short recap of what happened these past couple weeks, because there's been a couple of regionals that we actually haven't talking about. Now, the last time we really talked about regionals was actually Collinsville, and we know that Ian Robb won with his Glisspod Zoroark deck. That was February 17th. But at the same time, there was actually another regional that's happening, and I guess Sweden. So let's go over this regional real quick. We're going to go a couple of these regionals, discuss them, see what they're about, see what decks won. So let's go over the Sweden one real quick, and we're going to give a quick recap of what we missed so far at Pokemon Land, because there's been a lot of stuff actually happening these past couple weeks. So as you see over in Sweden, they had the Malmo regionals, I guess how you say it, and as you see, there was a Weavile Zoroark deck that actually worked. Actually, at first and second place, there is a Buzzwole Lycanroc, Buzzwole Lycanroc, Buzzwole Lycanroc would take third through fifth. So it's pretty interesting that, both the Weavile Zoroark decks took down the Buzzwole Lycanroc. We actually have a Ho-Oh-Kiawe coming in sixth. We have a Zoroark Glisspod and a Zoroark Glisspod. So Zoroark Glisspod, one of the best decks in format actually get taken down during this tournament. But let's look at the first place list real quick. Let's look at this Zoroark, this Zoroark, Weavile kind of vest. And remember, this did take down a Buzzwole deck, which is still pretty interesting to talk about. So, we got the 4 Zoroark. We're actually using a different Zoroark here because we are playing Dark Energies. It's the Moonless Madness one, where the active Pokemon is now confused. Because when you're playing 4 DC and 4 Dark Energy, so you're able to confuse your opponent's active Pokemon, which is really nice. You're still playing the, the 3 Zoroark GXs. You got the Trade, you got the Rioti's Beating. But now you can actually use Trickster GX, choose one of your opponent's Pokemon attacks, and use it as this attack. So you can copy one of your opponent's Pokemon's attacks, which is really nice. But one of the things we're going to really mention here is it is like a combination of both Zoroarks. They play the Zoroark Breakthrough with the stand-in. Once your turn before you attack, if this Pokemon's on your bench, you may switch it with your active. And it has that Mind Jack attack, 10 plus 30 more damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So they have a full bench. You can do 160 with Choice Span 190, which could possibly be the reason why they took down these Buzzwole decks. But I think the reason why they're be able to take down these Buzzwole decks is because of actually the Zoroark Break. Zoroark Break is a fantastic attacker. It has attack Foul Play. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it as its own attack. So basically, you just copy like Absorption GX, take a knockout there, and then can they deal 140 back? Well, maybe they had to use like Max Elixir to get a Buzzwole power back up. And if they don't do that, you can actually copy Knuckle Impact, which is does 160. Then with Choice Span, you can do 190. Make sure I ain't crazy. I'm pretty sure it does 160, Choice Span 190. So let's look at Buzzwole real quick. And yeah, so Knuckle Impact does 160. You can put a Choice Span on Zoroark and do 190. And kind of just beat up these Buzzwoles. Because, Buzzwole Jet Punch does 30. Then with a, you could play Strong Energy maybe, so 50, so you do it 100, but you're not going to knock out these Zoroark Breaks that easily, especially the Absorption GX you, and I think that is probably the reason why both of these Zoroark, these Zoroark decks took him down. Now, they did play a 2-2 Weavile. Weavile is a new attacker from the new set, Ultra Prism. It's got the evil Admonition, and I don't know how to say his name. It does 50 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon that has an ability. Now, in Buzzwole Lycanroc, they really don't have that many abilities. Like, they may have, like, Artillery, maybe put down a Lele. If they put down Lycanroc, then you're looking at maybe 3 Pokemon with abilities, because Buzzwole doesn't have an ability. So, really, Weavile is not useful at all in that matchup. Unless they bench like 2 Leles and maybe some multiple Auxiliaries or something. That'd be pretty crazy. But Evil Admonition, I don't know how to say his name. We'll just call it Evil. Sorry, guys. English is bad for me. But this is going to help you a lot against the Zoroark decks. Because Zoroark decks, every Zoroark has an ability. They got the trade ability. And, they have to put down Tapu Lele most likely. So that's another ability there. And once they have like 4 abilities in the field, your evil attack starts doing 200 damage, which is fantastic. And that's where this deck kind of shines with this Weavile. But, it's really cool. It's got the Zoroark, it's got the, the Mind Jack, it's got the Zoroark Break for the Foul Play to copy your opponent's Pokemon's attacks. Also plays 3 Tapu Lele to help set up 1 Koko, and of course 1 Mew EX, which is probably the real reason why they took down the Buzzwole decks, just because they can, they can use that versatile ability to copy any Pokemon in play's attacks. So if you versatile, copy Rioti's Beating, you can hit a Buzzwole for weakness, knock it out, and be good to go. So that's, it's the good thing about this Mew EX. Be able to versatile, hit the Buzzwole for weakness, and that's probably the reason why I took it down, but I would like to think that Zoroark Break is a very big reason why as well. Just being able to foul play, copy an attack, and just kind of take knockouts that way. Outside of that, you know, plays one Kukui to maybe do some math. I don't know the math really with attacks right now, unfortunately. 4 DC, 4 Dark. Evo Sodas get it back quicker. 1 Devoured Field. So you do 10 more damage. Now, this could be very good if your opponent has 3 Pokemon with abilities. So that's 150. With Choice Band 180, and with the Devour Field, you actually do 190. So that's another way you can take down Buzzwole. I know I keep talking about Buzzwole a lot, but Buzzwole is like the big way we take down the Zoroark decks. Like, it's you know, for these past couple finals, we've had either Zoroark or we've had Buzzwole making it to the finals, and that's why I keep putting all these Buzzwole numbers in your head. How to knock out Buzzwole. But outside of that, like 3 Guzma, only 1 Sycamore. You kind of want to save your resources, especially until you play like 4 puzzles at a time. And yeah, nothing else too much to talk about this. We could look at Nico's list. I imagine it's somewhat the same. Looks like just 1 Weavile, 1 Zoroark instead. No break. He plays it a Ringaroo as well as for the resource management. To put 3 cards just pop on the bottom of your deck, which is pretty nice. And you're not going to use Profound Knowledge. It also plays Giratina to get rid of those break abilities. So that way, you know, if you play against Greninja, you can easily take it down. I imagine, okay, it plays 2 Enhanced Hammer as well. I don't think the other list played any Enhanced Hammer. And I think the reason why the other list is so much better than this one is because the other one has, like, multiple Weavile and multiple Zoroark and the break. So I think it has more of the GX Pokemon to help you out in this matchup for sure. But everything else looks pretty much the same as the other list. Now, we could look up Buzzwole, Lycanroc, but I mean, most of these lists have looked pretty much the same nowadays. Nothing is really changing. Like, we're putting Synthes in them now. That's pretty much it. You know, energy switches, we know what that card does. There's nothing too crazy here. So, yeah, really nothing else to talk about these decks. There's just 3 Buzzwole Lycanrocs. There was a Ho-Oh Kiawe's that Stefan Ivanov played. Let's look at that. Just 3 Ho-Oh. Oh, I actually played a 1 Slandat, 1 Salazzle, 2 Wobbuffet as well. That's very interesting. I guess if you can, like, if you can retreat turn 1 into like a Ho-Oh and the Kiawe to it, and then they can't really use anything. I also plays the Dawn Wings and Necrozma, which is a very nice inclusion of the deck. It has that evasion ability. What's your turn? If this Pokemon's on your bench, you may switch with your act Pokemon. So what you can do is if you attack with Ho-Oh, you got that Phoenix Burn attack where you can't use it again. But with Dawn Wings, you can evasion, then retreat, and keep using the Phoenix Burn over and over again. You actually don't have to use a Guzma or stuff to get around it, which is really, really nice. Outside of that, like 3 Kiawe, 4 Guzma, 4 Sycamore, 3 Guzma, 3 Cynthia, 2 N, 1 Nest Ball, just really, like, a lot of Fire Energy, 17 Fire Energy. We're going to make sure we hit this turn with Kiawe. Our Max Elixirs are going... do they even play Max Elixir? It looks like they don't play... And it looks like Stefan did not play Max Elixir. He's just like, hey, I want to turn 1 Ho-Oh GX you, or turn 1 Kiawe, and then hopefully this 1 Ho-Oh goes the distance. He also plays, like, Turtonator GX to get back his energies with the, you know, the Nitro Tank GX. Once a Ho-Oh does fall, you can Nitro Tank those energies back on the field. Also playing the Salazzle GX, which has that really good Diabolical Claws attack. It does 50 damage for each prize card you have taken. So once you're taking 4, you're doing 200. So the first Ho-Oh can take like at least 4 prize cards. You can use Turtonator, get some energies back on Ho-Oh, maybe on the Salazzle, and you're good to go. I think this really is a strong deck. I think the Kiawe engine is not very used right now, but I think it's a very good deck coming up for the Charlotte Regionals next weekend. And I also plays this 1 new Salandite. I guess this one's better than the other ones. I have no idea what the other ones do at all. So yeah, that's a pretty interesting deck we haven't seen. And we see 2 Zoroark Gliscod. I don't think there's going to be anything too interesting in here. No, it looks like you're just your standard Zoroark Gliscod. We can go to the other one just to make sure. I think it's pretty much the same thing, though. It does play Mew EX. It does play a Ringaroo. I've seen a Ringaroo in kind of multiple things. But a Ringaroo is actually really good for resource management. Just get back your puzzles, which is really nice. Because if you put down, like, if you resource management, you can, like, get any 2 cards later on if that's what you want to go for. You could put the cards you need back in your deck as well. But that could change, like, maybe... You need something else. Maybe put 3 puzzles in there so that way you're guaranteed like any 2 cards later on, which is really nice. It's just a really nice card overall. And anything else in this list? He did play a counter catcher. That's very spicy. If you're down on prize cards, bring a Pokemon off the bench. But yeah, there we go. So that's going to be top 8. Congratulations to all these guys for making it to Sweden. Like I said, we've kind of covered a little bit about Collinsville. I don't think we've actually really covered it at all. But, I mean, it's, you know, Zorak, Lispod, Buzzwell, Garbode, like I've been saying, Buzzwell, Lycanroc, Zorak, Lycanroc. It was actually a straight Volcanion that Gustavo played. It's just one Kiawe. It's more of the Max Elixir energy, or actually on 3 Max Elixir. I guess it's more of the baby Volcanion route, like using, you know, Power Heater, get multiple energies in the field, that kind of way instead. Okay, very interesting. Anything else we need to really talk about? I don't think so. Everything seems pretty nice. So yeah, actually, it would be a Buzzwell Garbodor deck would be would actually get second place. Not a Buzzwell Lycanroc deck, which is a deck we really haven't seen too much. You know, plays a 2/2 card break, get back your energies. Buzzwell, a Zygarde, so that way you don't have psychic weakness if you need to, which is really nice. And of course, the Garbodor to shut down abilities with that Garbo Toxin, which is really, really nice. Outside of that, it's pretty much a standard fighting deck that we've seen multiple times. So that's going to be 2 regionals we haven't really covered. And there's another one. There is a special event in Santiago, Chile. I think it's a special event, if I remember correctly. But let's go to it real quick and let's see what this one's about. So we actually don't have a lot of these lists, but we can see what decks were played. So we see a Volcanion, Buzzwell Lycanroc, Zorak, Lispod, a Duskmane, Necrozma, Solgaleo, Prism-based deck, Buzzwell Garbodor, and a Zorak Lispod. So at least we got Esteban's list, his first place Volcanion deck. It looks somewhat similar to the one Gustavo played. Just playing a Volcanion, you got some Max Elixirs, you're using a baby Volcanion, get the Power Heater, get multiple energies in the field. And yeah, I guess you just take down the competition with your Volcanion X's. You got the Steam Up attack, so you do multiple damage, you just ton of damage, you have Volcanion Heat, with Steam Up, you can do 30 more damage for each fire energy you discard. It is a very good, very good deck. I think it's kind of slept on here in the States, but maybe we'll see a reappearance on Charlotte coming up next weekend. But this past weekend, there was actually 2 regionals happening. There was an expanded and standard event. So let's go over expanded real quick. I know it's that, you know, I know a lot of people don't care about expanded, but let's look at it just a little bit. Let's look at the decks we have. So we have Joey Rudiger playing Zorak Lycanroc, Caleb Gedimer playing Zorak Lycanroc. We have a Drampa Garbodor deck by Zool making 6. Kian Amini playing a straight Zorak deck. I imagine this is like the 4 execute kind of deck. Yeah, the 4 execute, yeah, definitely like the ones we saw one a couple weeks ago. We see Alex Heal. Oh, hold on. Eli, first of all, let's look at Eli's list. So Eli played a very interesting deck that we haven't seen in a long time, but he's saying like, hey, this deck is good again, and it's a Size-Toad Garbodor deck. You know, the Size-Toad EX, he's got that Quake Punch at 30, your opponent can play any item cards from his or her hand, and you're going to shut down a lot of decks this way, just making it where they can't use puzzles, they can't use VS Seekers, they can't use Ultra Ball, they can't use any of that stuff. You're saying, hey, I'm going to punch you, and then what can you do? Pretty much nothing. You're like, alright, well, I guess I'll just pass, because I can't play any of the cards in my hand. And you're going to notice he played 3 Enhanced Hammer. With 3 Enhanced Hammer, get rid of those DCEs. And once you do this, like if your opponent just plays Ranger to get rid of the Quake Punch effect, they can't use their puzzles, so they really have no way to get back their DCEs, which is really, really nice. And that's where you kind of take down these Zorak decks. He did play like a Team Flare Gun, discard energy off the active. You're going to see a bunch of 1-of supporters like Cynthia, Gatzis, Guzma, Ace Roll, Team Flare Gun to kind of combat with that VS Seeker. We see 4 Hypnotoxic Laser, flip a coin of heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep, but they're automatically poisoned, which is really strong because Size-Toad only does 30 damage. So you're really not doing a ton of damage, but with Laser, you can start racking up that stuff. You also have 3 Burbank City Gem. So you put 2 more damage counters in between turns. So now your poison is doing 30 instead of 20. So you can do 60 in between turns. And the Fighting Fear Ball, you can do 10 more, so you're doing 70. Pretty much with a punch, then 100. So you basically do 100 in between turns, and the poison does stick. Now, with the Fighting Fear Belt, you actually gain 40 more HP, which means your Size-Toad has 220 HP. And it's going to be very, very hard for a Zorak deck to take you out, just because they only max out at 210 unless they can kill you. Because with 8 in an active, that's 9, 18, it's 180. And then with Choice, you do 210. So they actually can't one-shot a Size-Toad when that happens. So that's actually really nice. We see 4 in is being played. 3 Water Energy. Now he is playing 3 Water Energy to try to go for that Grenade Hammer. 130 does 30 to 2 of your bench Pokemon. but this is definitely for like the late game. I'm gonna take a knockout and win the game. 3-3 Garbodor. We're gonna make sure we get these Garbodors set up, get the Garbotox on the field, and shut down those Zoroark decks. One Tapu Lele to help with abilities, or help, get set up, and one Shaman. Kind of a split, like if you need to draw some cards, you can Shaman. If you need to find a supporter card, you can use Tapu Lele. So that's a very interesting deck we haven't really seen in a long time, so congratulations to Eli for making it to the top 4 with this deck. Alex Hill was also played a very interesting deck, and this was a Glaceon Barbaracle deck. Now, Glaceon's a deck we haven't really covered too much on the channel, but it's got that Frost Bullet 90 to 30 damage to one of your opponent's base Pokemon. It's got Freezing Gaze, as long as the Pokemon are active Pokemon, your opponent's Pokemon GX and EX have no ability. So basically, it's like an automatic Garbodor for the Zoroark GXs, which is really, really nice. Gonna shut down those trades and make it where they can't use that. They can't use like Tapu Lele, they can't do any of that stuff. And you have Polar Spirit GX as well. Attack does 50 damage for each damage card your opponent's active Pokemon. So let's say you like Frost Bullet 90-30. That bitch Pokemon, you can now Polar Spirit for 150. It took a knockout of it, has like 180 HP. Then, of course, like Choice Band, you can do some more damage that way. He does play the 4 EV with the Energy Evolution. So if you attach a Water Gem EV, you're getting that turn 1 Glaceon out to shut down your opponent. Now, you're going to notice he's playing 2-2 Barbaracle. If you don't know what this card does, basically it helps destroy Zoroark even more. It has the ability Hand Block. If you have the Stadium card in play, your opponent can't play any special energy cards from his or her hand to his or her Pokemon, which means they can't attach DCs anymore, and you're going to win a ton of games this way, just making your opponent can't attach anything, and you're going to win that way, because they can't attach any more energies. Once on a Widow, once again, we're just going to shut down Zoroark even more, so now they can't trade, they can't attach DCs, and they only have a bench of 4, so you can kind of see why this was a Zoroark kind of killer deck. One Oranguru, this one is actually, it's an Instructor one? Yeah, this is a Instructor one to draw 3, and then one Tapu Lele. We're going to see probably 4 Floatstone. 4 Floatstone is very needed in this deck, because you want to retreat turn 1 into that Glaceon. We're going to see 4 Rough Seas, which I think is what gives it a really good advantage in Expanded. Just because you're allowed to heal 30 damage for each of your Water and Lightning Pokemon. So you can kind of switch from between Glaceon since you play the 4 Floatstone. You can Rough Seas, heal your Pokemon, make it where they never get knocked out. We had played a Lucamine. I didn't know he played Lucamine, but 2 supporters or Stadium cards from this pile to your hand. This is going to get back your Rough Seas, so that way you can get the Barbaracle on the field. 4 Enhanced Hammer, we're going to make sure we discard the DCEs as well as make it where they can never play it down. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be the list. It's a pretty simple deck. Like, hey, you're just going to attach Energy Eevee, get Glaceon out, make it where they can't do anything. You're going to see there's no Aqua Patch as well. He's like, hey, I'm just going to slowly, manually set up these Glaceons, but my ability, Freezing Gaze, is going to shut you down so much that I'm going to take a huge advantage from this, and that's why Alex Hill will make top 4 with that deck. Now, next, we actually have Finnegan Lynch or Daniel Lynch playing the straight Zoroark deck. Now, this one is very similar to the one we saw Isaiah played and get second place with. It's a very, 4 execute kind of deck, but he did kind of include something new, and that's going to be a Zekator, which is very nice for that blockade. Your opponent can play these supporter cards from his or her hand during his or her turn. Basically, you're going to shut down your opponent playing supporter cards. If you can, like, Hex gets this and see they have nothing in hand, you can blockade them, make it where they can't Guzma. Maybe you're forcing them to knock out the Zekator. Maybe they can't knock out a GX. Maybe you need to turn to, like, maybe you need to turn to setup. Maybe you need, like, and you're like, alright, I'm fine if Zekator gets knocked out. That's fine, I don't care. I need to set up at least one turn to save my Zoroark from being knocked out. And that's where blockade is really going to shine, where they can't use Guzma or Lysander to get around it. They have to either knock this guy out or just pass or whatever. Probably just knock it out for the most part, though. But pretty much just a simple kind of deck. Nothing too crazy. Maybe communication. You show a Pokemon, reveal it, and put another Pokemon in your deck. Maybe he did play 2 red cards, but I think a lot of lists were playing 2 red cards, just making them they have shuffle their hand back in the deck, get 4 cards. And just a very straightforward Zoroark GX deck, but it did include a Zekator in it, which is definitely the new card. But finally, we have Igor Costa. Finally, and I think this is like a long time happening, but I think it's the first like North American tournament like Zoroark hasn't won since it's been released. And Drampa Garbodor is making a comeback, saying, "Hey, I'm here, I'm back, I'm back, guys, I'm back on top." We know the Drampa was one of the best decks at the time, and it will take down Zoroark. Now, Drampa GX, it's got that Righteous Edge, 20 discard a special for your opponent's active Pokemon. Berserk, 80 plus 70 if any of your bench Pokemon have 80 damage counters on them. So you do 150 with Choice Band, 180. And you got that Big Will GX to shuffle and draw 10 cards. He did play a 3-1 Trubbish. He did play one of the Trubbish with Garbage Collection. Put a card from discard pile on top of your deck saying, hey, I need this card back. Maybe you need like a DCE or something. Any card you want back. Maybe Douse Machine. I don't know. Whatever you need, just put on top of your deck. But he did play 3 of the Trubbish with the Tool Drop. It's a very good attack. If you get Sneak a Psychic Energy on a Trubbish at any point, and then later on just Tool Drop and punish him, which is really nice. We are going to see a 2-1-1. Why did he do this? Igor, he played 1 Garbotox and then 1 Garbotox, and they're pretty much the same card. I don't know why he played 2 different ones. They have the same attacks, don't they? Slush Shot 60, Offensive Bomb 60, confused. But they use way more energies. But he did play 2 Garbodor with the Trash Lynch. Of course, we're going to punish our opponent for playing a ton of item cards. And this is where Garbodor, Garb is still very strong, because there is a lot of item cards being used in the game nowadays. So that's going to help him take it down for sure. And actually, what would help him win the game is Oricorio. Oricorio has a Supernatural Dance for each Pokemon in your opponent's discard pile. Put 1 damage on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. And this is actually win him the game to knock out Execute on the bench. Supernatural Dance is pretty fun to watch. Outside of that, there's really not much else to talk about. We're going to notice that these Drampa Garb decks actually don't play, I forget what it's called. There's a Stadium card where you did damage. I don't know. You basically, I can't remember what it's called right now. But what we're playing now for Stadium cards wise is Parallel City. We're going to shut down the Zoroark decks. I can't remember what card did damage to itself. I don't know. But the big thing I'm trying to get at is that, like, now, you know, the deck was solely based on you like trying to get that Berserk attack off. You're like, all right, need a Berserk, I need to go Berserk, I need to go Berserk, I need to go Berserk. But now you're like, all right, it's fine. I'm fine with using Righteous Edge. I'm fine with discard energies. I'm fine with Parallel City down to 3, making where they can't do anything. And this is definitely going to destroy these Zoroark decks, and that's why Igor would come out on top playing this very interesting, I guess not interesting, but, you know, a Drampa Garb deck. People thought were dead. Zul actually made top 8 with the same list as well. Very strong. I think they put the same list. Down here at the bottom doesn't say it's the same, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty much the same list. Let's see if we can find it. Where is Azul? I don't know why I clicked that. Hold on. We don't want to see what he's all done. We want to see the list. I think it's pretty much the same. I mean, he did play 2 of the Garbodors, not the other one. I guess that's the difference there. But everything else is pretty much the same. Why did Igor play 1 of the different ones? Maybe there's a reason behind it. I don't know. I'm not Igor. But yeah, this is going to be expanded. But the next one we care about is going to be, you know, Standard. That happened in Brazil, in Salvador. We don't have all the lists, but we can look at them and see some very interesting things. We see that, you know, Gliscod Zoroark definitely still showing, like, hey, I'm the best deck. There was a Buzzle Garbodor, but it lost to Zoroark Gliscod, and there's a Zoroark Magnezone deck as well. So let's look at the Zoroark Magnezone deck real quick. You might be thinking, why do you need Magnezone to power Zoroark? Well, it's actually not to power Zoroark, it's power Dustmane Necrozma. It's just basically saying, hey, once again, you can put Zoroark in any deck nowadays, like we said yesterday. It's a 4-4 Zoroark, 3-2 Magnezone with Mallow. You can Rare Candy Magnezone and start getting a bunch of energies on your Dustmane. We actually see he only plays 3 double colors. He's definitely going very heavy for this Dustmane Necrozma, for that Meteor Tempest to do 220, and they're going to knock out anybody who want to. 1 Dialga GX, which is really nice if you can use that GX ability in Time Recall or Timeless GX to 150, and you can take another turn after this. So you can like Timeless GX, do like 180 with Choice Band to a Tapu Lele, and then maybe go for a Dustmane Necrozma attack. It'd be really good. Take 4 prizes in 1 turn. Like, it's really broken if you could do that, but is it hard? Yes, it's very hard to do. I'll say that much. 1 Muex, definitely for, you know, Buzzwole, very staple card nowadays. And 3 Tapu Lele to help set up. It looks very much like a Zoroark Gardevoir deck that we've seen before. It displays like 3 Mount Coronet to get back your energies. Bridget, Cynthia, Guzma, Mallow, 1 Sycamore, 1 in. Oh my goodness. It's crazy to see that's where we are right now. 4 puzzles time, 3 Candy, 2 Fill Blower. And of course, 8 Metal and 3 double colorless energies. Now with Mount Coronet, you're going to get back your energies, 2 metals, and then you just probably just find your other metal somehow. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. I mean, he did it. So, I mean, obviously he did it. So, congratulations. Make a top 8 with this deck. That's very nice, for sure. Congratulations to Viter, I guess. No, not Viter. Raphael. for making a top 8 with that. We see a Buzzle Garbodor deck. Really don't care too much about this. But what we care about these Zoroark Gliscod decks. Now, on the outside, like right now, it looks like, you know, it's Zoroark Gliscod. It's whatever, it's just a deck, right? But no, we actually see that they're playing like this counter energy that Igor will play at Collinsville. We see it like it's starting to catch on right now. Playing the one set of Wudo. It's actually not the, you know, the roadblock one. It's the watch and learn to kind of copy attack, which is going to definitely help in the mirror match. Like, you can watch and learn. Rioty's beating. Take a knock on a Zoroark GX, which is really nice. Why am I disappearing? Who knows? But yeah, one counter energy, which is very hard to do. But, I mean, you do have Mallow, you do have puzzle types, so maybe get back pretty easily, maybe that way or something. So, yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting. But also, in first place, that was actually Brett from America. Look at there. USA making second place in Brazil. But we will see that Claudio would actually get first. Now, we actually see, you know, playing one counter and one fighting energy, but only two grass, but playing one Sudowoodo, one Cobalion. Kind of the same thing, like, hey, I have this Sudowoodo here to kind of beat you in the mirror match. I have, you know, the Cobalion now as well, which has a Revenge Blast, 30. It does 30 damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. So once they take 5, you could do 180? Yeah, the choice band 210. So if you force him to take a knockout like a Sudowoodo, you can then take a knockout with Cobalion with the counter energy, which is really nice. It's a very interesting deck for sure, but I mean, he would end up winning this. Like 4 Guzma, 3 Bridget. Once again, like, this one played 1 Cynthia, 1 Sycamore, and 3 in, so a little bit different there. What did the other one play? Did I miss that one? What did Brett play here? 3 Bridget, 3 in, 1 Sycamore, 1 Cynthia. Okay. Wait, is the same one? No, it's different. Okay. But yeah, there we go. So, like, we see, like, these new counter kind of decks popping up in these Zoroark Gliscod decks. I'm interested to see what's going to happen next weekend. Remember, Charlotte's not this weekend, but it is next weekend. But there's a lot of stuff we need to cover. There's a lot of different deck lists going on. I mean, these past couple regionals, we had, you know, this one was a Zoroark Gliscod counter energy deck. This list was Volcanion. This one was another Zoroark Gliscod. No, Zoroark Weavile, and then Zoroark Gliscod. So definitely the field is a ton of Zoroark, and I can't wait to see what happens in Charlotte. I'm excited next weekend, guys. What, Avira, go away. I don't care. Thank you for getting that free advertisement. Thank you so much. But guys, there we go. Check out Limitless.com as well, or LimitlessTCG.com. Check them out. They do fantastic things over here. Having all those results, very, very nice. But guys, there we go. There is the top 8, or not top 8, but multiple top 8s, different decks we're playing here. Check this website out to see a bunch of different things, and I'll see you tomorrow for Expanded Thursday. I'm really excited for the deck we're playing tomorrow. It's a very unique deck that came out of Costa Mesa. It's actually not a deck we even talked about. You might have saw it. You kind of might have saw it splashed in there, but I didn't talk about it at all. It's a very unique, expanded deck that I can't wait to cover. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Alrighty, bye.